Welcome back everyone to another episode of Vegetarian Cooking with JJ. In this week's episode, I'm going to be making some homemade vegan sliders made with TVP, and you'll find out more about TVP later on. This is what we're going to be using to make our vegan sliders. They're going to be a little bit on the spicy side, so feel free to switch things up if you're not a fan of the spice. I'm also going to be making a very delicious sauce to go along with this, and you'll find out more along the way. I'm really excited to get started and of course try them in the end. So without further ado, let's head over to the kitchen and get cooking!
First of all, I'm adding 1.5 cups worth of TVP to this bowl. And I'm adding 3 cups worth of veggie stock. This will rehydrate the TVP and also provide a nice flavor. I'm slicing up some cremini mushrooms. And I have 1/4 cup's worth of sun-dried tomatoes and 1 cup of walnuts. For spices, I have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of cayenne, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of basil, and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm chopping up a handful of parsley here. I'm mincing it all up. And I'm draining the TVP. Onto our food processors, starting with our walnuts. We'll pop them in, and I'm just going to blend this up first before adding the other ingredients. I'm adding in our mushrooms, our sun-dried tomatoes, the parsley, and I'm adding in all the spices. Blend it all up thoroughly. Here's the broth we extracted from the TVP. I'm transferring the contents of our food processor into this bowl here. Now we're adding the TVP. I squeeze it out thoroughly to extract as much liquid as possible. You may find a cheesecloth helps with this.
TVP was created in the 1960s by the Archer Daniel Midlands Corporation, and it still owns a trademark to the name TVP to this very day. And I'm using the Bob's Red Mill brand TVP, and you will notice that it's gluten-free, vegan, high in protein, it's got some iron, calcium, potassium in the mix as well. And you will notice there's no salt. You add all the flavors that you want to create a spectacular meal. And all it really is defatted soy flour. It's as simple as that. It's so versatile. You can put it into lasagnas, tacos, sloppy joes, chilies, you name it. And TVP also comes in various forms. Some are the chunks, some are the strips as well. So look out for those various forms if you want the chunkier texture for your dishes.
To our bowl, I'm adding 1 tablespoon plus 2 teaspoons of tomato paste. And I'm adding a half a cup of vegan mozzarella. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of flax meal. Mix it all up thoroughly. And I'm adding a half a cup of matzo meal. You may add breadcrumbs. When creating the slider patties, press into them firmly. And this has created 9 slider patties.
Regarding soy, there are some great studies out there, including one from Japan. The scientific data has indicated that consuming more soy has decreased the risk of advanced stage endometriosis and has decreased the severity of the symptoms as well. A common misconception about soy is because its structure is similar to estrogen, it must behave the same way. Well, that is completely false. It actually blocks estrogen from binding to receptors. A lot of professionals out there are unfortunately simply lazy and don't keep up to date with the data. There's also been a China study to indicate that soy decreases the risk of breast cancer significantly. It is also important to note that in China they consume more vegetables in general, and dairy milk, cow's milk, is much less common over there. There have been clinical studies and statistical analysis on 13 different clinical trials involving menopausal women, and they have found that women who eat more soy, just say 2 servings per day, their menopause symptoms have decreased. Their hot flashes have decreased by 60%, and the severity has decreased by 50 to 60%.
I'm slicing up 2 green Thai chilies. This will be for a sauce. I have a handful of cilantro here I'm cutting up. And I'm cutting up a handful of mint. I'm microplaning 2 cloves of garlic. And I'll be using 1 cup of unsweetened vegan yogurt. And popping the vegan yogurt into our blender along with our garlic puree. Add in the mint, cilantro, and chilies and blend it up. Of course, if you don't have a Vitamix, you may run into a little bit of trouble. I decided to add some lemon juice. And I'm using 2 tablespoons worth. And the lemon juice did the trick. Our sauce is ready to go, and it can also be used for other things. We have our vegan slider buns here. And we're frying up our slider patties. Since these are thicker, I set the heat to low. Once they're brown on one side, flip them over and make sure you brown them on the other side. I'm using our Dea vegan smoked Gouda slices, and I'm melting them onto the sliders. Covering the pan with a lid helps. Now it's plating time, and I warmed up our slider buns. I'm adding the sauce to the inside of the top bun, just for presentation. I'll top these off with some pea shoots. Feel free to use microgreens of your choice. Now we're ready to enjoy them.
It's that time again, everyone, where I get to let my hair down and try our delicious dish, our vegan sliders, with the delicious sauce, our spicy yogurt mint cilantro. Woo! Seems very dangerous to me. Perfect level of spice. Gotta love that Dea Gouda. Flavor is amazing. Gotta love it. This is one instance where I wouldn't add any other toppings. The sauce is perfect. We got that vegan Gouda, so we got a little bit of a citrusy flavor, some spice, that smoky Gouda taste as well. And the microgreens are nice to top them off as well. Some shredded cabbage, that might work nicely as well. But we got a beautiful flavor combination here. Of course, if you're not a fan of spicy foods, you can alter it to your liking. So there you have it, everyone, another delicious recipe to add to your recipe booklets. And remember, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video. There's gonna be a new video popping up every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern, so you don't wanna miss it. This is JJ signing off, keeping things interesting in my kitchen and in yours. Bon appetit.